y'all. I'm Ashlyn.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Marla.
And we want you to mansplain baseball elsewhere.
So this week we have Emily Nyman, Breaking Balls podcast, with us.
Yes.
And so she'll be joining us for most of the show. But as y'all know, we always do a toast at the top. And we don't like to force our guests to drink, though they're more than welcome. So we're going to go ahead and get that out of the way. Marla, I know you had a long, hot day of finishing up your move.
Yeah. I've got a white wine in a solo cup because I'm a classy bitch. Yeah. I believe the bottle said it was Buenos Aires Chardonnay.
Oh, Argentinian wine. You're very fancy.
It's really good. I just kind of found the only screw top I had in the house because all my corkscrews in Pittsburgh. So I was like, hey, I can open this one. And I did. And it's pretty good.
Love that.
What are you toasting to?
I'm toasting to the Negro League because their 100th anniversary is tomorrow. I guess the founding of it. So I guess MLB is doing like a big celebration. So I'm going to toast to them this week.
There was also this morning, right after Quick Pitch, I can't think of the show that comes on after that, but I'll look it up and find out. They usually do like a different team a week that they like talk about or whatever. But today they did the Negro League and it was really, really cool. And like there was some stuff I didn't know. And fun fact, did you know that Satchel Paige was the oldest MLB player ever? Because he was like 60 when he retired. Yeah. I realized he was old, but I didn't realize he was that old.
Do you guys remember?
They wanted to make sure he got his pension too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like 2015 or 16, I think. They did a Negro League celebration where everybody went and like dressed up in like old time, like when you used to go to the ballpark in like your Sunday best, and everybody went and they gave out these really cool hats. That was so neat. I hope they do that again soon. That was so cool.
So whatever the name of that show was really cool. I learned some stuff I didn't know. So that was interesting. I'll have to figure out what that was. I am toasting with a watermelon beer that is the best thing I've ever had in my life. And also look how cute it is. It's
very adorable.
It's called Starbright, which I'm not sure what that has to do with watermelon, but whatever. And it's by Ghost Train Brewing, which is local to us here, and it's fucking delicious. And this week I am toasting to Alex Anthopoulos and how he's going to get us out of this mess.
Here.
Because
I believe in him.
I believe in him. I know he is going to have something up his sleeve, whether that is bringing somebody up that I maybe don't think is ready to come up yet, but I am not a GM for a reason, so he knows better than me. I did see today that in the inter squad game, Ian Anderson was shoving.
He was.
So, I mean, I have been a big proponent of he's not ready because he did fucking horrible in Gwinnett, and I know it was only 5 games, but it was fucking horrible.
Okay. But we're going to talk about that later, so save your mouth.
Okay, I'll say it.
Also, so I am toasting today with, I call it cherry limeade. I didn't actually put the cherry juice I have in it, but it's limeade mixed with this cherry bubbly. So, like, it's really good. I like it. It's like almost Sonic level, but it doesn't have that good ice. But it's good. And today is International Homeless Pets Day. And as a animal rescuer myself, I just wanted to shout out everyone that is doing all the hard work to save the animals. My lab, Murph, who died on November 5th of last year, they literally found him wandering on this road, like hanging out under a bridge, and so he was literally a homeless little animal, and he was saved, and then he brought great joy to my life for 5 years. So
that's adorable.
Adopt, don't shop, and yes. All right, so other Emily, on all of our episodes, we talk about mansplaining, and sometimes some guy tried to tell us things we know more about than he does. So I was just wondering, what's your, most frequent mansplain you get, or maybe the biggest one?
Ooh, that's tough, because it happens often. Probably it's not so much a specific topic. Well, baseball, the overarching topic, but it's usually just if I will disagree with somebody, or a lot of times it's not even a matter of opinion. They will be disagreeing with me, and they'll actually be incorrect. They will just repeat the same thing over and over again, like, "Oh, you must just be disagreeing with me because you don't understand with your small female brain." And I'm like, "Dude, you're wrong."
You're wrong. My favorite is
yes.
when they argue like with themselves, like their 2 points completely are opposite, but they just keep saying it over and over again.
And it's like, well, nothing is more clear that you don't understand what you're talking about or what you're watching by doing that they just repeat or they'll contradict, and it's like, all right, you're
like talking in a circle and accomplishing nothing, bro. Like, just
I have found the easiest way to make someone like that mad is just like to send their question back at them. Like, they could be like, Gary Sanchez is the best hitter ever, and you'd be like, he's the best hitter ever, and then like they just explode.
Psychology.
Yeah.
You're like, how does that make you feel when people ask you that?
And then when they have no other good argument, they attack your appearance. And it's like, oh, okay, well, congrats on your eyeballs, but you're still wrong. So
you're like, you're
exactly,
immediately fat or ugly or a slut.
Yep.
Or all three.
Yep. All three.
It just depends on the day. It just depends on the day.
And now I'm at the age where, like, I couldn't possibly have any more confidence. Like, I'm arrogant. So when people are, like, trying to make fun of my appearance, I'm like, all right, well, that is just a bold-faced lie. You do not think I'm ugly, please. Like, goodbye.
Come on.
You said this
no one believes
2
that.
weeks ago. So.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah, you let me check my DMs for all the proof that you don't believe
I'm
that.
literally looking at my own picture right now because I'll stare at my Abby like, wow.
Like, wait, I'm a smoke show. You're fucking
I'm so pretty. You're
Which is why this week when we were Frankie and JC for a day, I was like, why does this bitch have all the same comments as me? And then I'm like, oh, that is you, Emily. Idiot.
I'm sure you're getting a little bit more respect, though, because people think they're like, oh, wow, it's a dude.
Yeah,
he must know what he's talking about.
People had a good idea, though. Like, we didn't act up enough for the opportunity that we were given. I didn't even think about it. But next time, I'm a act a fool.
But there won't be a next time because we're being the truest.
That's true.
And at this point, you may have to use another picture of a male because Frankie and Jay-Z have made a reputation for themselves among MLB Twitter that you still might get the disrespect.
That's true. That's true. Also, though, okay, so this week, guys, I dealt Mansplain, what Mansplain is. If you are telling me something that I genuinely do not know, that's not mansplaining, actually. Yeah. Like this week, Jesse decided to make his tweet about holding the baseball. I got a max free baseball this week. I have 2 signed baseballs. I don't collect memorabilia. I wish I did, but I don't. And I put a picture up holding it, and he sent me a DM and then made a video that was like, you know, don't hold it by the laces, or hold it by the laces. Is that right? I don't remember. I didn't listen to him, obviously. But anyway, he was like, sorry, I had to mansplain to you. I was like, no, I genuinely didn't know that. Like, that's not mansplaining. I appreciate the knowledge. I don't give a shit, but I appreciate the knowledge.
And it's your tone of voice, too.
That's not mansplaining. That's just an unsolicited opinion.
Yeah, right. I was like, I'm touching it for 6 seconds, so I don't really give a shit. But I appreciate that.
No, I forgot how I'm supposed to touch it, but good job making a whole video for it.
He did make a whole video, and I don't remember. I think it was you're supposed to touch the laces, not the ball. Because something about finger oils? I don't fucking know. I didn't
Probably because of like fingerprints or whatever, but it's like you're not a 7-year-old boy. Like you don't have like dirt all over your hands when you're like this isn't the Sandlot.
And like
I was about to say you're not playing with the ball.
And then put it in the case, and I will never touch it again.
My Cervelli ball comes, I think Monday or Tuesday. I'm just gonna like rub it on my face. You're like, oh, I'm so excited.
My parents have a shit ton of memorabilia, and I hope it's a long time down the road. But I already told him, I'm like, I'm getting all that. My brother gets nothing.
Yeah,
like he has never been to a Carolina baseball game in his life. You get nothing.
Yeah, I would feel the same way.
My daughter has recently become interested in the WNBA, and actually a former player went to our high school. So
cool.
I told her, and I was like, yeah, I have a signed basketball from her. And she was like, oh, you will have a what? So I have it like all wrapped up to give to her. And I'm excited. She's going to be freaking out.
She's
But
gonna.
I got to make sure she doesn't like, because she already told me, can I play with it? I was like,
No.
No.
No, you
Not
cannot.
at all. One of the first women, like big name, like basketball players from Carolina. I think she's in the College Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. But her daughter Shay Ralph, who was at UConn and then in the WNBA, she's going to be on my season of Lecturing Ladies. So your daughter can listen to that.
Oh my
Shameless
gosh, she'll
plug.
be so excited. She is a Lynx fan, apparently. She likes their cat, so she's a lifelong Lynx fan. So go
Sweet.
Lynx. They won today. So
Sweet.
we'll have a WNBA segment at some point, I'm sure.
There we
That's
go.
better than my Canes did. Emily, do you like hockey as well, or?
No, I am
No.
strictly baseball. I've tried to. The problem is that like I played this sport. I mean, obviously it was softball, but it's
Yeah.
very similar.
Right.
I'm sure we're gonna have people mansplain that it's not after you guys release this podcast.
Of
but,
course.
Oh my gosh.
So like I am so comfortable and just have like an inherent understanding of and love the sport, but other sports besides tennis, I do love tennis, but I don't follow it because those are the sports that I played. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I know the general rules for hockey because I played boys lacrosse when I was younger, and it's kind of similar.
Right.
And same thing with basketball, but I don't understand strategy and I don't understand like plays. So no one that I really like hang out with regularly watches. So I can't just sit down and watch it because I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
See, that's part of the fun for me because, like, I don't have to get in my head and I don't have to be like, why is this guy still in the game? And why did you move that guy off when he can't even hit in the 7th slot and things like that? I'm just like, ooh, it went a long way.
But like, ooh, getting punched in the face. Like, yay.
Exactly. I saw our coach, by the way, and then we'll move on because it's not a hockey pod. But I was like, he looks like he's been punched in the face a few times. And I'm like, oh, wait, he played in NHL.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
He
If you don't have a broken nose, you didn't play right.
Right?
It's true.
Yes. So, Marla, speaking of playing right, you want to tell us about your rule?
I do. So I saw a lot of people actually kind of since they announced that the DH was going to be coming to the NL this year, saying like, oh, I can't wait until we can pinch hit for such and such. And it's not just the Braves, like, and it's, you know, they're saying like, oh, our shortstop's really shitty. Like, oh, our center fielder is really shitty at the plate.
That's
And,
definitely not the Braves fans.
it would never ever be the Braves. And they're like, oh, I can't wait till we DH for them. And I'm like, well, actually, sorry guys, because it's 5.11 says that you have to use the DH in the place of the pitcher, which is interesting because we have pitchers who rake. We all know that.
Like
So
Free
I
today,
find it-
could have raked.
Yeah. Remember when
Yeah.
Tehran hit a home run? Greatest moment of his career for me. I don't know about him. I don't care. But and I find it interesting because some pitchers can actually hit and are like actually athletes.
Yeah.
And then you have some outfielders who could maybe use a refresher or a break. I'm just saying. So I found that interesting that you can't use a DH for anyone other than a pitcher.
That is
Maybe
pretty.
they should take a look at that.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
they're
am.
changing all the rules this year anyway. May as well change that one.
Yeah, fuck
and
it.
Why not?
DH isn't coming back. I mean, the
2020,
pitcher's hitting isn't coming back.
No.
Just be
I
it.
know. I'm kind of sad, but kind of not.
Well,
It has its moments.
your Yankees like always have a DH, like so it's not new
Yeah,
for
AL.
you.
Yeah.
What do you care?
No.
But
I've never been one to like, because I watch, obviously I have the Mets in the same market, so I
Yeah.
grew up watching the Mets, and now with MLB TV, you watch whatever. I've never really been that crazy about the pitchers hitting. So I was psyched to see this change. Plus, it'll sort of revolutionize the DH role, I think. It's been relegated to just aging sluggers, which has been fine, but now it frees up and gives a lot of jobs for guys like, you know, maybe a Clint Frazier on the Yankees who hasn't been that great defensively, but he's a prolific hitter. So he would be able to fit nicely and be a DH maybe for his entire career as opposed to waiting until he's like 32 years old.
Right.
exactly.
Or maybe a Christian Pache who maybe doesn't have it at the plate quite yet, but could do it in the field.
Right.
Yeah. I was kind of indifferent about it before this year, but I've enjoyed it. Like I really have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I mean, seeing Max hit and like fucking steal bases is cool.
Yeah.
But also when he slid head first into home last year,
Oh.
like the whole Braves fan base had like a mini heart attack because he's like reaching with his left arm like to tag.
Just throwing, yeah.
And I'm like, no,
Yeah.
fuck, stop,
Please
stop,
don't.
stop. Never do that again.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't really want it, but like now that we have it, I like it. But what's interesting to me seeing it for really the first time, like consistently, is our players like that you just plug in there, like Freddie and even like Ozuna, who are normally like really good. For some reason, when they're just plugged in the DH slot, they are like. I mean, Ozuna got a home run today, so props to him. But like, they're not their average selves, and I'm wondering, like, you almost need someone designated to like that's their role because they have a rhythm
Like
they're used to,
Yeah.
right?
because
And
Max
they're
is great.
and
cold.
they're not using their rhythm they're used to. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah.
The Yankees, well, Boone anyway. So in the Boone years, he's been rotating the role of the DH, and that's always he's said that they're not going to have a set DH. They're going to rotate, and the team like the Yankees, they have the luxury of doing that because everyone is pretty young. So I think when you have the guy that's like stuck in the DH role, I mean, barring a situation if it stays and like we were just talking about when it develops differently as it is now, the stationary DHs usually are the guys that are older, and it's like they can't fucking play. Like the best was in the Red Sox years with David Ortiz when they would be in the World Series or whatever, and he would have to play first base or something when they go to the National League Park. Like, this guy is fucking horrible, and they put him at first base. Like this isn't slow pitch softball. You can't hide him there.
Yeah, I don't know. Or they just have to get used to playing it. I don't know what the answer is. Except we think we'll see Nick Markakis being DH till he's like 60 or something. Like till he can get his Social Security, he'll be DH.
67. There we go.
And I just want to see hitters hit. I want to see professional hitters hit, and I don't want to see pitchers hit. They don't practice it. And bunting isn't as easy as everybody seems to think it is, even a sack bunt.
I was going to ask what you thought about bunting because there's been a lot of stuff recently about how some people don't like it. Some reporters that share our first name don't like it, which that's okay. Everyone has their opinion. She doesn't. She said it openly. Emily Walden does not like bunting. But I remember watching, was it the Astros and Dodgers overtime game? And they said between the two teams last year, they had 4 bunts that actually did their job. 4 in an entire 162 game season between 2 teams.
They need to start slap bunting.
And so, like, I love if a bunt is executed well, like, I love it. Like, I like small ball better anyway. But I don't know what you think, because y'all are like the home run team. It's a derby every night, so.
A guy bunted yesterday in the CPBL and got to first. I'm just saying.
Jesus Christ, how fast was he?
Yeah,
but if they have the shift on and then you bunt right up the third base line.
You're right.
Yeah.
Marla's just tied it up, by the way, so cheers.
Yep.
I
love it.
Bunt singles. Are we just talking about like sack bunts or both?
Whichever.
Bunt singles or whatever. If a guy at the top or the bottom of the lineup who's got some speed sees an opportunity, go for it. But sack bunting at this level, because in my opinion, sack bunting is a for lower levels in that it's to bridge a gap in a lineup where the disparity in talent is much greater at lower levels than it is at the professional level. So it's okay to take the bat out of a player's hands in college, high school, so on and so forth, because you want to be able to extend the inning. Where at this level, giving up an out, I don't think it's worth taking the bat out of a professional hitter's hands, and also because it's really difficult to get hits and move runners around as it is. So if you give a professional team an out, and it's like, all right, well, now that guy's moved into scoring position, but now you're still faced with the same problem, and you have less outs to do it. So So it's there's a time and a place for it. I'm not usually crazy about it, but if it happens, I'm not going to like boycott the sport or anything. But that's why it doesn't really happen. I mean, before the season started, people were talking about that strategy was going to be used more often than they thought it would be anyway. And I went back and I did, just in 2019, I wanted to see like what percentage of plate appearances had resulted in a sack bunt in 2019, where we had regular rules. And it was only like, it was 0.4 something percent of all plate appearances, and there was about 185,000 plate appearances.
Jesus.
So it's like, okay, this was not even happening that often, and this certainly isn't the first time that there's runners in scoring position with 0 outs. Sure, this runner is being put there, but it's not the first time that situation's ever occurred, and teams still weren't sack bunting. So,
right.
And that's why we're not seeing it as much still.
Right. I just felt like by, what was it, like the 4th extra inning, like, flip and try it. What are you going to lose? Like, obviously, you try to slug it every time it's not working.
Do whatever at this point.
Yeah.
Bunting, and it's hard. Bunting is hard. I mean, obviously, I've never bunted at that level, but it's, people are like, just bunt. And it's like, that guy's throwing 100 miles an hour, and then he's throwing an 80-mile-an-hour curveball. It's like, the guy's in a bunt. He doesn't know if it's a curveball or a fastball as it is. How is he going to bunt?
And then half the time it ends up hitting twice or bouncing up and hitting them where they can't have children anymore.
Bro, or now I cannot think of bunts without thinking of Max Scherzer's broken nose.
I was just about
That's
to say
all
that.
I think about, with his fucking black eyes and like fucked his shit all the way up, and then still pitch. He's a psychopath. God, he's such a psycho. I love him so much.
I know, I love him too. His heterothermia iridium. Oh my god.
Oh, psycho.
And his dogs both have it too.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
You guys ever see that family picture? It's like he and his wife, their 2 dogs, and the dogs both have the same blue and brown eye.
Yeah.
He has embraced
he looks just like you.
I respect the theme.
I love it. I love it so much. But so that's all I think about with bunts now. I'm like, no, don't fucking hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself.
Don't do it.
It'll get your fucking fingers too. Like, if you put your too far up the barrel.
Oh my god, yeah, you're fucked. And it's embarrassing when the pitcher would get on base or whatever, and they would like put the windbreaker on. I'm like, oh my god, like they're like running with like this stupid, Mets windbreaker and like some fucking horrible slide. I'm like, this is terrible.
This is just disgusting.
Was it worth keeping the pitcher in the game? Just do the double switch, for Christ's sake.
For sure. So my baby brave of the week is a pitcher, but before we get to that, I want to hear about like y'all's top prospects. Y'all being Yankees.
Ooh. I guess
other than Clint Frazier, who apparently keeps making the move up and down.
Yeah, because we're pretty stacked in the outfield. So I think right now, because I'm not a big prospects follower, but because of the extended roster, and of the talk over the years, I think it's Clark Schmidt, pitcher, and also Davy Garcia. Mm-hmm. They're pretty and they're the ones that they're almost ready. Like there's some guys that are down at the bottom that everyone talks about. Jason Dominguez, who's like a freak 17-year-old that's supposed to be amazing, but they're so far out that how many guys have they been like, he's gonna be amazing?
Is that the dude that's like huge?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I've seen him. That dude's a freak.
17?
Yeah, okay. Okay. There's no way. But I mean, go ahead. He's 17, I guess. But like,
and Juan Soto's 23, so
I thought he was in his 40s.
Yeah, Juan Soto does not look good. I mean, he's a great ball player, unbelievable, but a little tough on the eyes.
So anyone to talk about for the Braves is our prospects because like half of our roster is hurt. Half of them are like not
flies out here, guys.
Like I can't even say they're not doing well because they're like put in positions that they weren't expected to be in. Yeah. So one that we have heard a lot about is Ian Anderson, who is a pitcher. He's actually 22 and he's a Taurus. I think he was May 2nd.
He's a hard-headed son of a bitch. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. And he was selected by the Braves 3rd overall in the 2016 draft.
That's pretty recent.
Yeah. But also we have only one of our assumed starting pitchers from spring training is in Freed. Yeah, exactly one. And we keep bringing guys up and they're not doing well in like their first start, but then it's a 60-game season. So how often, like normally you'd be like, it's one start, whatever. But yeah, how much time do you give him? So anyway, in 2015, he was part of the 18 and under national team that won the World Cup, which I just think is really cool. And he committed to Vandy, but he was drafted. Yeah. I hate that saying, but whatever. So anyway, he has been in 80 games in the minors, like overall, but in like single and high A and double A and all that, he was 17 and 21 with a .291 ERA, which isn't bad. And on August 5th, 2019, he got promoted to our AAA team in Gwinnett, but he played 5 games and was 1-2, which we know the win-loss record isn't everything. But then
it up, bro.
Then he was a 6.57 ERA.
He stunk it up.
The guy everyone's talking about being the savior, and you add 6.3 points to your ERA when you go up to AAA.
Wait, what was the team record? Do you know? Like overall, what that team's record was?
Gwinnett last year.
They're usually decent.
Gwinnett last year. Hold on.
Because don't get me wrong, the team, because ERA factors in, it doesn't take out the performance of your fielders. That how your fielders perform. That
I know our outfielders there. 2 of the 3 people are already wanting to bring up.
Yeah.
I don't know about the infielders, honestly.
80 and 59 is how they finished last year.
Oh, in that case, that's a fucking terrible. You're right. I was trying to be benefit of that. Like maybe he was only like a 3-point something fielding independent pitching, and his terrible defense added 3 runs. But
no, I mean, because we've definitely seen that happen, at our major league level.
Yeah.
But
like, I think that he has the stuff. Right. I do, and I think he will be great eventually. I don't think he's ready yet. I think if they bring him up, he's gonna get his shit fucking rocked.
And that's gonna fuck with his mental game.
That's the thing, because everyone kept saying he's so young, and he's not much younger than like Soroka was. Soroka was pulled up at 22. But Soroka is like a once in a lifetime kind of pitcher. Like he
has his shit together.
Yeah, because that's even just like position players. The same thing. Like there's been guys that have gotten promoted to the major league level at really young ages, like Soto and Acuna and Albies, but those guys are so rare. That's like the top elite that they just shoot through the system. But everyone expects
that now.
Yeah,
and it's like no, you just hear about the 1 or 2 guys that are actually like that, but you have hundreds of other guys that are not going to do that. Every year, you just have to have patience. Like it's a fucking hard game. Guys.
What we've seen when we're bringing up all these guys who maybe aren't ready is they get rocked, and then they're Ashlyn, your TV's still in front of mine. Stop celebrating.
I'm sorry. Duval hit a home run, so go Braves.
Oh, I was that person.
Because I picked him yesterday.
We did like a watch party a few games ago, and I was faster than everybody, and I kept celebrating home runs, and I'd be like, and people would be like, come on.
And what's funny is
just go behind me and pick the person I picked the day before, and you will win all the money.
My
I want to join now.
Is horrible, but my TV is like faster than everybody's, so I don't really understand. But I take full advantage of my TV being faster.
Mine's
You're just doing it to shove it in their face. You're like, listen, I know that the internet is
lagging. I'm rerouting this shit.
Or you're like, my internet is so bad, maybe they won't get the celebration until it actually happens on their TV.
Until they see it. Exactly.
That's true.
That's kind of how it was today, because my TV situation was great, and my Zoom, it kept like pausing every 30 seconds. They were like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I don't know, man. I live."
It makes sense in my life.
Playing, like I'm not joking.
So, a couple weeks ago when I was at home, I thought I was behind because it was storming and the internet was really bad, which does legit happen here in the Boondocks. But it was because my dad had paused it for me to go to the bathroom and didn't bother to tell me.
Oh my God.
And I was like, "You can't pause a live game, buddy. Like, if we were just watching by ourselves, that would be great. That would be so sweet. I appreciate it. But like, I'm talking to people, and I'm like that dummy, like an inning and a half behind."
Like, wow, this is a really long pause. This storm is a lot worse than I thought.
exactly. Like, so anyway, the very last fact about Ian Anderson is he has a twin brother, which I thought was cool. Named
that-
Ben, who
Oh,
he played in college, and then he got drafted by the Rangers in the 13th round last year. So the
Is he a pitcher?
Rangers, I don't know. It didn't say. I should look that up. But the Rangers high A team is my like local team. So maybe I will see Ben Anderson.
oh, nice.
Well,
That would be so nice.
Well, I did not know that at all.
I had
That's
no
surprising.
The
And
weirdest
only
thing about
asking about his twin,
2020 is they've like called up 2 people the Rangers have from the high A team that like I saw last year, and I'm like, most people
What?
don't fly through like that. It's the Rangers, man.
Like,
Like,
I guess.
we just talked about people not being ready, and the
That's
Rangers are
true.
like, every man on deck.
Every
Like,
man,
let's
let's
go.
do
Let's go. We got our rookie ball team. Let's go, guys.
So that guy threw a complete game for them yesterday. He is not a rookie. Lynn, what's his face?
Oh, Lancelin?
Yeah.
Another one of the guys that came to New York, took a big dump on the mound every time he was out there, and then went elsewhere and has been like unbelievable.
Okay, I feel like every team has that problem. Why is it? Because like we obviously as Braves fans see it, and my husband and his whole family are diehard Pirates fans. Like fucking Garrett Cole, okay, was just kind of mediocre when he was in Pittsburgh, and then becomes the fucking record-breaking most highest paid pitcher fucking ever. And then like I feel like so many fan bases have that curse where it's like, oh, this guy's okay or mediocre, and then they fucking get to another team and they're the best ever.
Yeah.
What curse?
Sometimes it
is upon
changes
them?
Coaching.
scenery.
That's
Change of scenery
okay.
and coaching is like
Well,
insane.
we-
Because
we
like what
benefited
Tampa
too.
Bay does with pitching is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And
Well, and
Astros,
Lucas
too.
Sims the other day.
Yeah,
even
and the
said
Astros.
Braves pitching was like people are bitching about Lucas Sims saying the whatever team he's with actually cares about their pitching staff, and everybody's like, oh, you don't. The Braves da da da. I'm like, I'm not going to say anything against someone who actually worked with the Braves pitching staff because I think he would know a little bit better than you Twitter GMs, but maybe that's just me.
What?
But we
did
have
y'all-
benefited too, like with Hamilton last year and Cervelli and stuff. They came alive.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh my God! Hello though.
Got rid of him.
What is his name? Glavin. Did y'all hear Glavin on? Was it today or yesterday's game when he was talking about Kranitz
Yeah.
and was like, we might need to change with our pitching coach.
Okay,
Really?
Glavin might.
Well, you're on live
talk
TV right now. Hush your mouth.
Bring Leo
He's like,
in.
what are they going to do? I'm fucking Tom Glavine, all right?
He's like,
Pretty
you
much.
need me, I don't need you.
Yeah, exactly. The Hall of Fame,
Also,
bitch.
by the way, if I was retired multimillionaire, you could not pay me
Fuck yeah.
enough to sit with Skip in a booth.
Oh my god. No.
Chip.
No, yeah.
Bring
think
back
it's
Leo.
We got.
I'm like, you must
That's
be really-
how, like, I would sit with Skip. I would not sit with Chip.
Oh, Chip would drive me crazy.
He's horrible. You heard him on the national broadcast, Emily.
He's the worst.
Oh, wait,
Did
was
he?
that during the Mets?
Okay, A-Rod is the
Mhm.
worst.
Yeah, I know.
A-Rod is the worst.
He's been horrible this year. In the past, he was okay. Like, he's a great analyst, but
I like him and like Big Poppy, how they do like the World Series, like the pregame. That's a good
Yeah.
spot for you. Keep it
Yeah.
there.
yeah, just talk
Stay
about
there.
the game. He could talk about. Sometimes he has bad takes, but whatever. But talk about the game, analyze the game. His perspective is really great, but anything beyond that, he's an awkward nerd. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
And
When
he's
it's
just-
when he tries to fill time that you're like, what are you saying right now?
And when
the
baseball fans call you an awkward nerd,
That's
and that's the thing I love about him.
as an awkward nerd.
I,
It's bad.
yeah. I'm like, I would know awkward nerds, okay? The opening day, I guess it was when the Yankees played the Nationals. It was on ESPN, and in the past, not that I wasn't crazy about Jessica Mendoza either, or Matt Vasgersian for that matter, but they were the three of them together okay. But then for this game, they only had A-Rod and Vasgersian, and it was like, who the fuck thought this was a good idea?
maybe that's why God sent rain. He was like,
He
I
was
can't.
like, never mind. We're
It was,
good.
oh my god, it was horrible.
it.
I was like, this needs to end like now. It was
And then
terrible.
it did.
Yeah, I was like, thank you, God.
So
Use your
I
powers
don't-
for good.
I guess y'all don't play the Nats as often, but like we have this joke because they'll call rain delays when it's
Oh
like
my
not
God.
even raining. So there were people who weren't watching the game that were like, but did it? I was like, no, it
Is it
actually is
actually raining?
downpouring. But they
Like
were
what?
like, They'll
They
just
didn't
be like,
pull that
"Oh, there's a
with the Yankees.
forecast of rain. Let's
For
cancel the
four
game."
Like,
hours.
there's a cloud in the sky. Got a
That's
rain
so
delay.
weird.
Sorry.
Like,
I wonder
it's a
why.
Cumulus cloud. Nope, it's gonna rain. Like,
Cumulus cloud.
Because it's
Literally,
the Nets, man.
our
Who knows what they
announcers
do?
threw glitter under a umbrella or confetti or something. It was fucking amazing.
That rain looks like confetti.
Never forget. Make it rain.
So,
That was amazing.
Ash, you want to recap our week and just hit the high notes?
Yeah. Okay, so I guess the first thing we should talk about of last week is the Braves played the Yankees.
I said the high note.
No, that
Of
was
New York?
fun, actually.
It was super
No.
not fun for us.
It was
I lost like
Not fun.
14 bets, I think, was the final total.
I lost a bet. This bitch pulled me into when we're down by 3. She's like, by the way,
she texted
I
us
pulled
like,
you into
hey,
one.
Emily, I included you
Oh
in
my
this
god.
bet.
Remind me to never go to Vegas with you, Ashlyn. You're down. Making more bet doubling down.
I
My
stole your
mouth
checkbook,
just-
but it's fine.
It gets to running and I black out, and I was literally like, what? I was 3 seconds away from having to be like, tweet, like, who did I bet with? Because I know it's a lot.
But
So-
then Marla had her heyday because she was like, we did not agree to those terms. You didn't
Yeah.
say
Yes.
bet. You did not confirm.
I read the fine print.
But anyway, so okay, that happened. Our pitching for both of those games was super lackluster, but that's kind of the name of the game right now for us.
Are we sure we can't throw Max out there every day? Are we sure? we
Right?
can't do
Like,
that?
can he not pitch a couple days in a row? He
Probably
seems
fine.
fine. He seems fine. He seems fine.
He's young.
Yeah. he'll-
Exactly. Whatever.
Um,
Put him in a nice bath.
the other really good games or series that I enjoyed this week, I really enjoyed the Dodgers Padres series this
Me
week
too.
because,
Why is that,
That's when they
Ashley?
lost.
well, number
How about,
one, I'm in love with Fernando Tatis Jr., so I loved that.
did you
But-
see the sticker of his visage? I'll
No,
have to send you the link. It's Home Sweet Ballpark is the company. She made stickers of him, and I will
I
send you the
need
link.
that for sure. But the actual games were really good because I think the Padres took the first 2, I think, and then the Dodgers took the second. Anyways, they were really good games. They were
Yeah,
very fun.
it was excellent.
Like, I stayed up and watched all 4 of those this week, so that's a good game. And then, who else did I really like this week? Oh, I watched the Yankees play the Red Sox.
That was a good game, too.
Are the Red Sox going to get demoted to AAA anytime soon?
Like,
Because
I hope so.
I would like to
Are
know.
the Red Sox that bad, or they? It's almost like they're trying to be
Trying to
horrible.
get that first pick, I feel like.
Yeah,
but,
they
like,
suck.
They're
pitching's horrible.
so bad that it's like, who are these people on the field?
I know. I feel so bad for like Xander Bogaerts and Rafael Devers who were out there like last year, 2 years before, like we won World Series, and we got Mookie, we got Chris Sale, and then it's like Chris Sale gets hurt, Mookie's gone, David Price is gone,
Gone.
like
Right.
Forever.
what the fuck.
Yeah,
But
it's-
at the end of the day, fuck them.
That meme of those 2 guys dancing in the back of the car, then are just like,
wait a minute. Like, it's fucking horrible here.
look,
Um,
actually, I hate it here. So
And then who else did I really? Oh, I really liked watching the Rockies continue to shove this week. Charlie Blackmon is
what the
batting
fuck
over
is in the air out
400.
there?
Bro,
Besides-
Nothing. It's very thin. That's
Bro,
why.
Yeah, literally nothing.
I'm so pumped on the day that for
Maybe
like
the water?
one day he had a 500 batting average. Or
Yeah,
really, I think it was for like 2 innings. He had a 500 batting average, but I don't care.
it
Whatever.
counts.
It fucking counts. And I was so pumped. And I'm so high on the Rockies right now. And if the fucking Rockies
Rocky
take the
Mountain High.
West,
Do it.
Bro.
I'm here for it.
if they take the West and beat the Dodgers, I will be a Rockies fan forever.
Please do.
Fuck the Dodgers.
I enjoy the Rockies. I have a soft spot for the Rockies.
Ditto.
I don't even really know
doesn't
why,
like
because I'm
him?
not huge on Charlie Blackmon. Like, I like him, but I'm not, Ashland.
Well, I mean,
It's
level
the
of-
purple. It's the
Fair
purple and
enough.
black
Yeah, I like
together.
purple. I like the purple pinstripes.
Their story,
Might be
the purple is it's their color scheme is like none other. The Rockies and the Mariners have two color schemes that you just have to have a soft spot for.
The
Mariners
Diamondbacks is
also
pretty sweet too.
I
do like the Diamondbacks. I like their dark gray uniforms.
I don't like it.
Like that with the teal.
Yeah, I was about to say the teal pulls me in on the Diamondbacks when they don't have the teal.
Brown.
I'm like,
Yeah, when they're wearing the white and the sleeves have the fade, it looks like a slow pitch softball men's league jersey. Like it has like it's gonna have flames on the bottom or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am really sad that they have been underperforming this year, but that's okay. We'll get them next year.
Or the
Diamondbacks.
That bomb has like a fucking 99.999 ERA or something. Like I don't even know how high it is.
He spent too much time on his horse.
Like, yeah, he I don't know what he's doing. That was my like undercover pick to take the West. Like if somebody was going to overtake it, they obviously didn't. But the Cubs are doing really good, and I had them in the Central. So keep it up, Cubbies.
I mean, the Central, other than the Pirates, it was really just flip a fucking four-sided die. Like you don't know. It's a shit. Other than obviously now with the Cardinals being a shit show.
But they shoved today. They did great today. They played.
Yeah, well,
It's
when you
so
get 2 weeks of
frustrating.
rest in the middle of a 60-game season, you might do better than some people.
and come back against the White Sox.
I agree.
Yes.
But also, I was not going to be surprised if they came back and were like really out of rhythm. You know what I mean? Like, I agree. They should come back and shove because they just had fucking vacation.
Yeah. But sometimes it takes you a while to get back into the groove of things
like
after
the rhythm,
vacation.
I didn't know if it was.
It's like, what's my password to get into my computer kind of thing.
Exactly.
Apparently, they don't have that.
Yeah, they're good.
They're good.
Next, they'll get hurt though. That's
But
the thing,
also
that
they were
don't
probably
do
like
shit if they come back and get hurt.
secretly practicing somewhere. I wouldn't put it past them.
Well, fucking Flaherty was throwing bullpens in his fucking hotel room.
He took a photo op. Okay, he took a photo op.
He's gonna fuck around and make me like him, and I'm gonna be really pissed off about it because I fucking hate the Cardinals.
You will not like. You can like whoever you want to from every other team. If you like a Cardinals player, this is just gonna be like a little black box up here in the corner.
I know. It's so fucked
mute
up.
you.
It's
We're
so
kicking
fucked
you
up.
out.
But he's gonna fuck around and make me like him.
No, until he comes to the Braves. Come on, AA, make that happen, please.
Yeah.
Now he can come to the Braves. Also, all this
Emily's
bullshit,
face is like, no, you still don't like him.
Yeah, I'm like Cardinals.
Him
Ugh.
every time.
Their catcher is 80 years old.
Oh my god, fucking.
When is he gonna fucking retire? Jesus.
I hate him so much.
I know, I hate him too.
He's the greatest of all time. Shut the fuck up.
Like, I don't care.
Kevin.
Actually, I don't give a fuck.
I hate
No.
him.
And now he's old.
And
like,
he's fake.
stop pitching.
Like,
He's
someone was telling me
100.
last year he's never actually been in a fight. I don't know. I didn't care enough to
Well, he
research.
runs that fucking mouth a lot.
But that's what they were saying. He runs his mouth and he like bows up and then he's like.
I bet
"Never
he's
mind,
on Twitter."
never mind." He probably is on Twitter.
Catchers that start fights, it's like you're in a suit of armor. Like, stop
Yeah,
picking
yeah,
fights
really.
with people.
Take your fucking mask and your chest plate off. Then let's rumble.
And then
Fuck's sake.
I still don't like
Like
him.
that pussy Jason Varitek 15 years ago when he fought A-Rod with his mask on. Fucking loser.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
still mad about it.
So are the Reds like? So they're the latest team to go down.
Yes.
I can't
Yeah,
believe
they postponed
that the
Pirates.
Indians optioned Clev though.
Bro,
Yeah.
when I saw that, I was like, oh, so y'all like for real. Y'all
They're like-
mad about it.
They're like, we did
They've been
stop.
mad.
You are actually like banned to your room with no TV. Like we
Did
didn't
you-
just threaten it.
No TV.
Okay, so
I'm out.
I didn't get the whole story on Clev until I've listened to Talking Baseball yesterday about like that he was actually out with police act.
And then he
But-
let Police Act take
But
the
they're
whole.
letting him take
And
the
he
ball
didn't say a damn word.
and didn't say shit and then flew home with him and every fucking thing else. And like, I'm a gigantic Clevenger fan. Anybody who's listened to this podcast for like 30 seconds knows that.
God.
I like
Should
it.
have kicked
like-
his off out the plane.
I was like, bro, you can't fucking do that shit. Like,
And then he's right. He never publicly apologized. He was just like,
Fuck
what you
no.
go through makes you stronger. And people
no.
are like, we shouldn't have to go through COVID to be strong.
Yeah, like it's a virus, idiots. Like
They
people act like as if it's a like a terrorist. Like,
They
like
have a
we can beat
teammate
this
who,
thing. It's
like-
like not if you don't wear a mask.
Right, and a teammate who just beat cancer, like,
Right.
have some fucking empathy, man.
Such an asshole right now. Like, you look like such an asshole. And I love you so much, but you look like an asshole.
Did you guys see that video that what's his face Plastic made, where he's like, but he's like talking about how safe they were and everything. He's fucking driving with no seatbelt on, filming himself.
Like a video. I was
Safety. Like, dude, no one believes you.
I was triggered in so many ways watching that goddamn video.
He was
Oh
like,
my God.
I just, we were being.
I was like, you need to stop.
Yeah.
I couldn't even watch the
Whoever
whole thing.
was
I
like,
legit
yeah,
was just
bro,
like, no,
post
I
this.
can't.
No.
Does he not have a PR agent?
Oh, it was awful. It was
He's
awful.
like,
Needs
you know what?
Rachel
Let's
Luba
start
on
the
his
engine and leave,
side.
and then video myself.
But, you know, if the Indians keep Cleb down for 20 days, they get another year of control. Just FYI.
That's really what it is. They're like, thank God he did something bad, and we can do
That,
this.
we can do it. My conspiracy theory that has absolutely no proof, and is probably not right, is that the Reds hung out with Clef and them, and then that's how they got COVID, and bam, that's why they're
At least
out.
it was only one person.
So I think Clef tested
Yeah.
negative, but do
That
we
we know
trust
of.
these tests? I don't trust them.
Who knows?
Well,
That's a different debate.
The thing that was fun, not funny, haha, because it's a pandemic about the Reds, that I just found sort of amusing was, you know, because we don't really know where people, that's the thing with the COVID, that until they're in a bubble, you don't know where people got it from. Like,
Right.
and they're talking about trying to keep the players insulated and do what they can. And then they show, like, their mascots in the stand, and they have 4 mascots. Like, why? Why is the superfluous mascots? Like, how about you just have bare bones staff in the stadium, but you have these fucking 4 people coming in just to dance for nobody? It is really weird.
It is super weird. I don't understand the thing that we're getting into now, which I mentioned a couple weeks ago and like got some favorable and some slaughtered on Twitter or whatever. I was being halfway sarcastic, but I feel like if like the Phillies case is kind of different because they got it from the Marlins, but like the Marlins, all those games they missed, you forfeit them. The other team shouldn't have to play double time because you messed up and you were unsafe. And so now with like the Cardinals are having to play all these double headers, and it's like the White Sox like don't have the depth, and they're getting screwed over because the Cardinals didn't play for 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
They
just
go to a fucking casino.
And then like even the win percentage thing. Obviously, if you're gonna have
fucking more money.
Now the Marlins are playing pretty good. I can't say anything about it, but like when you're sitting at 2-1, what would keep them from saying we're going to sell the rest of the season because you go by win percentage? We'll just keep having positive tests. Who knows? People are crazy. So like I don't know what the answer is, but I just think it's very screwed up that you're punishing other teams because you didn't follow protocol.
Yeah,
I can't wait for the documentary about the season.
Right?
It's gonna be lit. The 30 for 30. The Marlins will protect from that situation, like a team just sort of trying to manipulate the system as far as like, oh, where you have a 800 win percentage because we've only played 4 games. Is the players would grieve that with the union because
because they're pregame,
right, and also they need to play, and especially on teams like the Marlins where it's just a bunch of fucking nobodies. These guys want to be able to show what they can do and build a resume. So if the Marlins were just keeping them out of play, not to mention that would be a huge scandal that would come out.
Yeah,
that's true.
But we've seen how MLB cares about scandals, so why not?
Yeah. Right.
And I think the Cardinals, I think I read this, that they're going to try to make as many games as they can, but they're going to, like, I don't think they're going to make up every game. That is
well,
just
they said they might have to play They said they might have to
60.
play a doubleheader the day after the season ends to, like, either finish the 60 or get closer or something.
Yeah, to get close. That's what I saw.
Oh, yeah, because that's the other thing that fucks is that it's per diem. You know, it's per they're getting paid, so that is also that's a interesting point, like bring up the per diem things, because I was thinking about that as far as when the Phillies went down, the Marlins went down, is that, oh yeah, Emily, I was talking about it with you on Twitter, that it's really, well, not going to be, we don't know, but it's just really interesting to think about the logistics and how, because their pay is based on the amount of games they play, that really makes things and making moves a lot difficult, because it's like you can't just sit this guy because he may have been exposed because this idiot went out, and then let this, AAA guy come up and take his spot, and this fucking guy doesn't get paid. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, like, and for, Harper, okay, he can sit for 2 weeks. I'm sure he's not going to not be able to feed his family for it.
Right.
But
Right.
for some of these guys who were the 29th man on a 30-man roster, like, they need that game.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
why.
they're getting. I mean, even though league minimum is good money, it's still that they are working for, and maybe they have like shit to pay off.
Yeah.
They've got
Yeah.
school loans from their fucking.
But you
college.
think
They have
about,
a lot.
like, even my life, like, I'm obviously not living high on the hog, but, like, I have a certain rent and a car payment and student loan and things that are predetermined. And so I budget based off what my
And these guys
paycheck
have
every 2 weeks is
families
going to be.
and-
Yeah.
Because I have a pretty steady job. But they probably thought they had a pretty steady job in March, too. And then all of a sudden,
The
Right.
fucking
Yeah.
world explodes.
And not to mention that, like, a lot of the guys making it, before I get into that point, that was the fight with when people were like, oh, these millionaires are fighting with billionaires about the,
Yeah, it's like,
the
but it's
percentage
not
that-
the millionaires and
Yeah.
billionaires.
and they're like, the average player makes $4 million. It's like, that average is so horribly skewed because the guys at the top make so much money that
Exactly.
more
That's
than
like
50% of
for-
the league
for
for
makes
UNC,
league minimum, or less than a million.
geography is the highest paying major at UNC because who was a geography major? Michael Jordan. Okay, I'm not going to
What?
make $50 million a year if I major in geography. But if
Yeah.
you look at the statistics,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's and this sort
Numbers
of
are
highlights
stupid.
why, like, the basic traditional stats don't tell the full stories because they're basic averages. So it's like there's more to these numbers than just this number divided by this is this amount. But
Yeah.
with the per diem pay, the guys that are making league minimum or the AAAers, they have been living off whatever their signing bonus was for
Right.
their entire minor league career. So it's like the fight was for them, and even now this pay is scaled back or whatever. So these guys don't have any money besides whatever they're making here because they've been
Yeah.
making like $2 an hour or whatever
right.
for 5 years.
It's fucking crazy.
So positive things or top moments of the week. Mine would probably be either I'm going to go with the Rays scoring 17 on the Red Sox. Because, we dropped those games to the Rays.
That was
and
fun.
They were very
Yeah.
high-powered offense, but we didn't have 17 dropped on us.
The Rays set a franchise record for runs scored in a 4-game series against the
Yeah.
Red Sox. That was
Insane.
sweet.
Yes.
Really nice.
And they didn't even have the benefit of the Trop, right? Like, they played at Fenway.
Yeah.
Because the Trop is crazy.
That video you
Chop's
posted,
dump.
Trump's so
what was that, like
stupid.
yesterday or the day before, Emily, that
Hate
video you posted that was like you could be a Red Sox fan. I was like, that shit is the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
I know. Just like the video I took that I did 50 takes, it took me a half hour to get that video right. It was 40 seconds. I filmed so many of them, and I was in the parking lot of my apartment. I was like, I hope no one comes out here, sees me just talking to my phone and being like, saying it, and then be like, God damn it, when I fuck up, like delete. If I look like a psycho.
It's the worst. It's the worst. But yeah, that was
Worst.
hilarious. The worst.
So, Emily, what's your highlight of the week? Outside of Yankees Braves. Let's talk about that.
That didn't happen.
I was like Ashlyn. I really enjoyed watching the Padres and the Dodgers. I usually watch. Last year, I watched the Dodgers and the Padres basically like every night. Tatis has been great, but I love Manny Machado, so I was so psyched to see him hit a grand slam and break a 1-1 tie against the Dodgers. Like, that was just such a nice fuck you to everyone who's like, he sucks, and it's like, no, he doesn't. Like,
Manny's definitely a love him or hate him guy. Like, there's
Yeah.
very little in
Yeah.
between.
yeah, it's a theme. I kind of like guys like that. A-Rod, Manny Machado. But yeah, that was awesome.
Awesome. Marla, what's your highlight?
My highlight was I bought a Cervelli ball, and the next day he hit a homer, like a fucking hell of a homer. So I like to think that he did it because of the energy that I put into the universe.
That's absolutely what it was.
It was 100% that.
I can't wait to get that ball.
You're gonna have to buy a ball from him now, like every week.
Every once a week, yeah.
That's fine. I will
Okay, but
absolutely do that.
not this weekend. Send the energy that he goes
Not
back to
this
Yeah,
sucking.
send the ball back. Maybe he'll strike out.
It was the last series they played.
Okay, that's fine then. That's fine.
And
Ashley-
I mean, mine was watching Tatis hit 4 home runs in 4 games. I mean,
Are you not going to mention Mookie's?
okay, actually,
That's
yeah.
why I saved it for you.
Also, okay, so Mookie hit 3 home runs in a game. He's one of only 3 players to have ever done it now. Blah, blah, blah. I hate that he's a
done it
Dodger.
6 times.
I fucking hate the Dodgers, okay? I fucking hate the Dodgers. I wish Mookie was a Brave. Or anything but a Dodger. But
well, with the DH, when he's like 37, he can
he's
come over.
37,
He'll be 60.
damn it. But God, he's making me like him so much more, and it's really uncomfortable to like a Dodger this much. Because I don't know if y'all saw the tweet today. He had like a big giveaway in LA today that was like masks and hand sanitizer and like all this fucking.
That
like,
was her daughter screaming "Go Dodgers" in the background.
Yeah, that's she's
traitor.
in a Cody Bellinger jersey right now.
We're working on mailing her out to California. Actually,
Thank
Just kidding.
you.
She's probably a little kid.
She is still. Yeah, it's the worst. But yeah, okay. So Mookie's 3.
grounded.
I have a lot of moments. Mookie's 3-run homer game was awesome. Charlie Blackmon's entire existence right now is awesome. And Tatis 4 home runs in 4 games was awesome. Awesome enough for me to buy a jersey. So,
which is good.
Yeah.
So Marla, I don't know if you have any Nats preview for them. They're the only team this week we face we haven't seen yet.
The Nats are terrible. That's kind of my only thing, other than I love Scherzer and I wish they would free him from that hellscape.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all I have. Sorry, guys.
Acuna hopefully will be back on Monday.
Yeah,
hopefully.
he's out, and hopefully.
No,
hopefully
he's not. I wrote this before
Monday.
the announcement.
Obviously
Ozzy
Acuna's
and-
10 days retroactive to the 12th.
12.
So
yes.
maybe Friday, I think, is what that worked out to. Friday or Saturday,
What is
something
today?
like that.
I don't know what today is.
Today's the 15th.
Okay.
I
don't
believe
know.
it was
Not
Friday
enough
or
pod.
Saturday that he could come back. They think
'cause he missed the
Ozzy
whole
should be
Yankee
back
series.
Monday, and then I don't know
Matt
where
Adams. I
Matt
haven't heard
Adams-
anything about.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know where he falls in that, but he was put on the aisle. Like maybe the day or 2 before Ozzy. It wasn't the
Same
same
as
day, was it?
Ozzy.
Was it?
Ozzy
Yeah.
got backdated, so it ended up being August 5th.
Okay, so he ought to be back soon too. Although I've not heard a daggum thing about him, so
Bye.
I could be wrong. What was his even like hamstring tightness
Hamstring.
or some shit? Fucking, I don't know.
Emily knows about hamstring injuries. They have those up there.
Right?
That was uncalled
They
for.
just gotta get the duct tape out.
That was my transition. So how's your upcoming schedule?
I'm like, oh, okay. Is that how it is? Click.
When you're 15 feet
Click, it's a
tall, I
fucking
imagine your
internet call.
hamstring would fucking hurt
So,
sometimes.
I didn't read an article, but I saw the headline today and it said like size isn't the only reason they keep getting hurt.
Wow.
So
Nope.
That's a trap.
We have a
That's
guess.
trap.
We have a guess.
Yeah, that is.
it was about Stan and Judge. You dirty-minded people. Emily's
Was
like,
the
"Can I-"
byline, that's what she said.
if it wasn't, they missed an opportunity. A
Right?
Right?
big opportunity.
Written by Michael Scott.
So what does y'all's schedule look like this week for real? 'Cause I don't have a clue.
Let me see. We're playing the Red Sox as we speak. I think we have another day off
Like,
coming
are you
up.
playing, or are you just kind of like letting them be there while you play?
It's
Yeah,
like,
it's kind of like the
A
celebrity
deaf
all-star softball game that happens
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
day
yeah.
after the baseball game.
Yeah.
We play Boston 2 more games, and then Tampa Bay, and then the Mets, and then we have a day off, and then you guys.
Oh yeah, the Tampa Bay series is actually like one of my games I'm looking forward to most this week.
Yeah, me too,
Because-
especially if it's at Yankee Stadium and not at that dump.
Yeah, it's
wait, I thought you said it wasn't at the dump.
Oh.
it's at Yankee Stadium and after
fun.
what happened at the Trop. It should be pretty good. It should be pretty good. That's one of the series I want to watch most this week. Because everybody else kind of like nothing's really exciting going on this week.
Cardinals
Like the
Cubs are
Dodgers.
this week.
Yeah, the Cardinals and I did see that
I
one.
think part of me only is really interested in that because of those years in Illinois I spent, but like Those people get intense during this. And I was in Southern Illinois, so it was kind of 50-50 fans of each. But if the Cardinals are coming out how they were this weekend.
See, when I first
be
looked at
crazy.
this was
Gonna be a
before the
bloodbath.
Cardinals played today, and I was assuming they were going to come back sucking.
Right.
So that will actually probably be pretty good too. But like I think like the Rockies play the Astros.
The Jays play the Orioles, which I think might be decent only because it's two teams nobody expects to do well that have had high moments.
So somebody
Could be
has to-
either. Yes, somebody has to do good.
Someone has to win.
Orioles, the sleeper
Right.
team.
And then like the Angels play the Giants. Like that's probably going to be pretty boring. I'm sorry. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, the Giants are
Um,
fucking terrible.
they're
Oh my god.
so bad. They're
So-
so bad.
But you know who they did beat?
They did
The Dodgers.
Amazing.
This is now a
Oh.
Dodgers hater pod. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
All it
fine.
has been.
the Indians play the Pirates. I mean, the Pirates are barely a baseball team at this point.
Yeah,
So-
They are not.
Trash.
So the
even.
Indians are still playing all their games, even though, like, they just sent those two down and they're still playing all their games? Okay.
Yes, they sent
Yeah.
those two away, and we're like everybody else was
Took them
behaving.
away.
So
Too far upstate, like when you like
Yeah.
pet, they tell their
They're
kids
going
they're
over
too
the
far
Rainbow
upstate.
Bridge of baseball.
I-
The Rainbow Bridge.
Is it because he's a hippie?
It's not because he's a hippie. I don't know.
Mm.
So outside of the Yankees, any games you're going to want to watch this week?
I usually just stick with Padres, Dodgers, because I'll watch the Yankees and then I'll put on those West Coast games. And I usually stick to those two teams because I like Mookie Betts. I like Bellinger. The Dodgers are exciting to watch because they're really good, and the Padres have been exciting to watch. I started watching them last year because of Machado, and also I will flip on the Angels. But thankfully, someone clued me into a bot on Twitter that lets me know when Trout is about to hit. So
Oh, nice.
I don't have to, because I was watching those games and I was like, holy
He's the
shit,
only
this
one I
fucking
care
team is
about.
so bad. Yeah, I was like, I can't subject myself to this. This is awful.
So
I was like, someone needs to create
Remember
a bot.
Pujols? No.
And it did.
And then someone was like, there is a bot. So it's life changing.
The fact
The A's are
that-
pretty decent, too, for West Coast teams.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
watched them a bit too.
The A's are sneaky.
I've watched way more Dodgers games than I'm comfortable with admitting, so I get it.
Everyone.
I've literally watched every game.
She has a shrine in her closet like Helga and Hey Arnold. She just doesn't want to tell us.
Yeah, I mean, your hair is Dodger blue.
Right? Yeah, my hair's Dodger blue, so whatever.
You're hiding in
Oh.
plain sight.
Her kid's got a fucking jersey on.
My kid literally has a Bellinger jersey on right now. And if any good patron out there wanted to send me a Betts jersey in blue, only in blue, I don't want any other color, just blue, I'd take it. But I'll never buy it. I'll never spend my money on that.
She's going to
Rainbow
have one
happens
next
to
week
be
and
very
say a
smart, it's
patron
crazy.
bought it for her. Yeah, as a surprise. Okay, Ashlyn, how did they know where you lived? Well,
Okay, I had a steering wheel cover delivered to my house like last week, and I didn't know where it came from. And I was like, okay, I realize my name's Funky, and everybody knows I live in Alabama, and there's only one of me here. So my address is actually pretty easy to find. I'm going to cut this part out.
I was like,
Just so you know. You can find
My
it.
address is pretty easy to find. And I literally had a steering wheel cover show up at my house with no name on it.
that's a
That's
really
like-
random simp gift.
And
too.
I tweeted about it, and I was like, where did this come from? And then, like, 3 days later, Marina was like, hey, did you get the gift I sent you? I was like, what did
Oh,
you
okay.
send me? She was like, I sent you a steering wheel cover because I saw your Snapchat about it being so hot in your car. I was like,
Oh.
Aw.
love you.
Aw.
Second of all,
I wish I thought to be creepy and dox you because I wanted to send you pencils. I was like, I'm sending her Yankees pencils. But then I didn't want to like be creepy and then like DM you for your address and you'd be like, all right, like fucking chill. So I was
DM
like,
me
"Ah,
next
whatever."
time. I'll send it out to you. Don't worry.
everybody has my address. I should be, yeah, everybody has my address.
This is why she talks about guns so
They
often and how they have a whole vault.
David just walked by and was like, quit giving out your address.
He's
Don't
like, I'm
go
going
to
to
her
ask him
house.
to use these
You will
guns.
die.
Please
Yeah, don't
stop.
come to my house. David will shoot you and
Done.
bury you in
Castle
the
Doctrine.
Nobody will ever find you.
never.
ever.
No.
So
Nonsense.
anyway, on that note, speaking of death, yeah. So the Orioles are kind of dead, but then they're
What a
kind of
segue.
not. It's Baltimore murder, okay, guys? They
Wow.
don't set it up any easier.
No.
I can say that. I have family that lives there. Anyway, so but they've been surprising. They haven't been as
Yes.
horrible as we thought they would be.
They fucking swept the net.
They did
Yeah.
sweep the Nats.
But now I'm going to feel even worse if
Thank
we
you.
do not sweep the net.
Oh my
If we
God.
don't sweep the Nats,
I'm gonna cry.
first of all, if we don't sweep the Nats, I'm blocking Nats fanatic.
Oh my God.
Blocking
yes.
him. Sure.
It's gonna be so obnoxious. Like, I will see you next season, bro.
Yeah.
But not, because you're staying blocked indefinitely. But our positivity for the week, I guess, that's my positivity for the city of Baltimore. Your team doesn't suck quite as bad as you thought they did.
There you go. That's pretty positive.
I don't think we have any fans
Baltimore.
left though.
You have that.
That's true. They have Dan Clark.
My
Oh,
sister-in-law is a Orioles fan, kind of, except she's like, I haven't watched a game since your nephew was born. I was like, in 2012? Okay, I don't think you qualify anymore.
She's,
I think
oh, 2012. She's like, is Cal Ripken Jr.'s streak still going? Or
I
he
told
retired
her
20 years ago.
played Weeders last fall. I was like, oh, Weeders is a Cardinal now. I had no idea. And she's like, what? I love him. And I'm like, he's probably been there like 5 years. We have no idea.
We have no clue.
Markakis, she was like, she knew he had been traded, but she's like, the last
Wow.
time I saw him, he was in an O's uniform. I was like, 5 years ago? Okay.
Yeah, it's been a long
One of
ass
my
time.
one of my firm's attorneys is an Orioles fan, and I love just ripping into him about it. It's great.
I will say this. If you're an
Yes.
Orioles fan, you're fucking dedicated. You're the most loyal person I've ever met in my life.
Except those Braves, Falcons, like that combo fan.
Thank you. Thank you. Actually,
I think you make bad
I think of-
decisions, so you might actually fall in love with me, and you are loyal. So that is two things I'm looking for.
it does get work. Okay, so I'm a Braves, Falcons, Auburn fan. So that's pretty rough. But if you are a Braves, Falcons, Georgia fan, bruh, I don't have nothing but love for you because bless your heart, you ain't won shit in 100 years.
No. And see what's kind of just so even worse about them is they get really close.
They get
And then
so
it gets yanked away.
close.
Like you think about the O's fans, they don't expect
They're
it.
just suck.
So if
Like
you
they just
win,
suck.
you're
They're done
like,
from the start.
woohoo.
But
But
like
if you
Georgia
get so
goes
close,
to the national championship and loses. The
Yeah.
Falcons go to the Super Bowl and lose. The Braves go to the playoffs and don't make it out of the first round. Like
Well,
it's
the Falcons
rough out.
didn't just lose.
They
Oh,
lost
they
in
shit the
epic
bed.
fashion. God love bless their hearts.
Like, that was good thing their owner came down to the sidelines when he thought they were going to win, because he would have jumped from the fucking rafters. He
Yeah,
would have
like-
jumped into the luxury box and just ended it.
Like he's no more.
And
So
then the
that-
Hawks aren't great. I don't know much about basketball or NBA for sure, but I don't think the Hawks are very good.
They did not even make it into
They
the
didn't make it
bubble
to the bubble.
because Vince Carter, I was very sad about
Yeah.
that. His retirement was just like, we didn't make it to the bubble. I'm out.
Yeah.
Bye.
I will be I almost said a Falcons fan. I'll be
Yeah.
a Hawks fan if they draft Okoro from Auburn. Otherwise, I'm still not going to care about basketball. Just going to watch college. Not care about the
What a
NBA.
college fan. That there's no room for that on this pod.
Yeah. Emily's not like the biggest UNC stan in the whole fucking world.
Born, bred, and grad. Thank you. Anyway, so for real positivity, Emily
Okay, yes.
Nyman, what's your positive thing from this week going into next week, whatever?
For the Yankees?
Any life.
Anything. Life
Oh.
in general.
Could be the Yankees.
I'm like, I don't do or talk about anything besides baseball. I'm like, do I have anything going on in my actual life?
Bro, I totally
Oh.
get that.
Yeah,
And sometimes it's better just to think about baseball than
Right.
life.
exactly. The Yankees have obviously, they've been playing really, really well. I'm really excited that like we're going to like the 21st week in a row of doing my podcast with my cousin and my fiance, and it's just been like everything more than I could have possibly hoped it would be. And I've met so many amazing people, and it's just getting better and better each week. So like every week besides actual baseball, that's like what it is. Like I'm just so excited to have the production meeting and do all the stuff for it. And it's fucking awesome.
They have a production meeting, guys. That sounds so important.
It does, doesn't it?
It's like
Hey,
professional.
we have a Google Doc, so
We have like 27 Google Docs.
God, we have so many Google Docs.
Well, and to be fair, it's with my cousin, and he lives a mile and a half away from me, and so he and I will hang out.
That's the excuse. See, Marla's in Pennsylvania and Emily's in North Carolina, and I'm in Alabama, so we can't do that. That's the excuse. That's it, right there, built in.
And also, he's like a musician professionally, and my fiance does producing and engineering professionally. So like they're the ones who are like, we should do a production meeting, because in the beginning, I would be like, and my cousins doesn't know as much stuff as I do, so I would be like, all right, this week let's just talk about this the day that we were recording. And he was like, do you think we could do a production meeting? And I was like, I guess, nerd.
Nerd.
But it was the fucking best idea ever.
So where can everyone find you on social media, like your pod or whatever?
The pod Twitter is at BreakballsPod, and my personal is at MSheDoesIt.
Yeah. Yay! Marla has now moved into a rocking chair. I assume she has the baby.
Aww.
I cannot hear her.
She's muted. She's
Oh,
like,
sorry.
oh, I see now.
I don't have the baby. This is the only chair we have left in this house, but she's asleep.
Are you moving?
And I was in our bedroom, and Ben had to go to bed. So, yeah, this is our last load of moving. This is the third weekend in a row that we've been moving. So it's been an endeavor.
So your positivity is you're going to be done moving.
And you're officially a Pittsburgh resident.
Yes. And I'm ready to get unpacked and be done with that, but that's a whole different endeavor. So
Whatever. The boxes are in the house.
We're out. Exactly. Fine. We're out of this place after this weekend. So that's all I needed.
I've lived in this house for, what year is it? 2020? I've lived here for 2 years, and I still have boxes that aren't unpacked. Also, if that happens to you, throw that shit away. Don't open the box. Just throw that shit away, because you don't need it. You don't need it.
Yeah.
But I moved 4 times in 6 years, and I was like, I'm not unpacking anything else. I don't care.
Yeah. We were going to be here for years and years, and then the pandemic happened, and my husband lost his job, and so he's like, oh, I found this job in Pittsburgh. So it's like, well, I guess we're only going to be here a year and a half. So let's go pack everything up again. Oh, God.
How far do you live from where your new house is going to be? Or
4 hours.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
It's a drive. But we're glad to be done. So, whew.
Yeah, moving fucking sucks.
It got
it
you to
does suck.
Pittsburgh sooner. That's the positivity out of COVID is overarching.
And next year we can all come to PNC Park and hang out.
Oh,
I do want to go
It's going to
there.
be so fun. I can't wait to show you guys around. It's going to be so much fun.
Yay!
That's a good positive.
Because I was here for this conversation, I'm just going to follow on Twitter when you guys are going, then I'm just going to show up too.
Yes,
and be like,
please
I was
do.
there for that convo. Everyone was included.
You're 100% invited.
Party.
I just sit like a section over from you guys. I'm like, oh my God, what a coincidence. You guys are at this game?
So weird.
The announcers are going to be like, why is half of our stadium pinstripes? I'm like, oh.
That's weird.
Oh, I don't do that. Don't worry. I don't wear, if you go to a game, if you're not going to wear either team, just wear regular clothes. Like, I'll be at a game, people have like a fucking Philadelphia Eagles hat on at like a Yankee game. And I'm like, why? That's the hat you chose? Like, why?
Because they're from Philly.
Ugh.
I get the right sport.
I went last year to the Braves Dodgers game, and a dude walked in with a Phillies jersey on. I was like, what are you doing? Why? Everybody here hates you. Nobody likes you right now. And not just any Phillies jersey. It's got fucking Bryce Harper on the back.
Oh, get
Nobody
out.
likes you, bro. Go home. We all hate you. We all hate you. Please leave.
Yeah, people like that, it's just...
They're trying to start a fight, though.
Which I can relate to, but come on. Be subtle.
So that's your positivity for this week? Is you want to fight Phillies fans?
Actually,
Phillies fans hammer people.
My positivity for the week is Harper started kindergarten and she's fucking adorable. It's the cutest thing ever.
She is adorable.
It's the cutest thing ever.
Is she
Just
telling
like the
you
Bella
like
Joe
everything
thing.
she does every day, or?
Yes. She was like super, super nervous the first day because, believe it or not, she is like me. And for like the first 10 minutes I meet somebody, I am like painfully shy. Like, shut up, Marla.
I
feel that.
Did I meet you 12 minutes into our friendship, or?
For like the first 10 minutes, I'm painfully shy. Shut up, David. It's true.
It is funny that has this quote on the heels of you being like, which I can understand people starting random conversation with strangers in a stadium. And now you're like, I'm very shy.
That's different. Fighting's different.
It's different.
I wait until the second inning, okay? I'm warmed up.
Anyway, so she's like painfully shy for like 10 minutes, but now she's got like 3 best friends and 2 boyfriends, so everything's fine.
She
Yeah.
like it.
I mean, yeah.
Well,
Just
she gets
kidding,
something out of it.
Twitter. Don't run away with that. So my positivity for the week, I guess. Oh crap! I'm gonna have to think of something. This is harder.
I'm
Yes.
sure some UNC player got drafted or got called
Or
up
like
or
made $1
something.
million.
What like? Oh,
Or
my
became
name
Michael
will
Jordan.
be on our football stadium next year, so that's kind of cool.
Oh,
Would
what's
you
it
get
like
birth
being
control?
rich?
Just on the wall, not like they're not
What's it like
renaming.
being rich?
It's not. I'm not rich. Okay, so let me clarify this. I got season tickets this year, and obviously, like they're going to the individual game system, like versus whole season tickets. So you could get a refund, or you could donate. And if you donate, you get so many points plus like an extra bonus points, whatever. And I'm like, well, I already spent that money. Like it's just one season ticket. It's not like
Right.
8. So I
Yeah.
was like, I may as well donate and kind of like, because I will never get high in the points unless I do the slow and steady thing. Because there are people who give like $50,000 a year, something ridiculous. I'm a social worker. That ain't happening. But they said everyone, like, whether it's your little $300 one ticket or $50,000, if you donate it, you get your little name on a wall. And I was like, this
There
is
you
my chance.
You're like, can you
Cool.
take my tuition as a donation too? I have already given
Yeah.
you
Right?
$1,000.
Like I gave you
I have
$100
debt.
million.
A whole lot. So
Cool.
with that, we all have something to look forward to, and we look forward to hearing from y'all on. We're Mansplain BB Pod on Twitter. We're Mansplain Baseball elsewhere, Instagram, Facebook. Braves Ashlyn, Braves Emily, Braves Marla on everything you can think of.
We put our
And-
last episode on YouTube.
Oh yay! That's right, we did. We'll probably put some of this one up.
Yeah.
And we can't wait to see you next Tuesday.
See ya.
Bye, guys.